new game, a new era, new drivers, new everything. Hello and welcome to F1 2021. It's been a long wait for this new season, but we're back here with the STB Racing League Season 19 Tier 1 Bahrain Grand Prix as we return to desert for the season opener here in Sakia. This season, we have lost a few great drivers, but we've also acquired some very competitive drivers to help us through this new era of racing. This season, in Tier 1, at least, I will be joined by Matteo, which I'm going to call Matty, who's Tier 2 driver. Matty, take us through what you can expect from the grid, some of the drivers that you know. Take us through the grid, what can we expect from this new season of racing?
Well, first of all, thank you for reminding me I'm a Tier 2 driver this season. But, yeah, I mean, there's obviously quite a few new drivers that have come in. Obviously, we've lost a few as well, but we've got some new co-drivers back in. We've got some Tier 2 promoters as well, aka Brandon Nelson and Semi-K, who are obviously leading the way last season.
Yeah.
There's obviously got some new drivers in here. We've got a Crispy, what's the Vanco in here? We've got Tavares coming up as well. Other drivers as well. Obviously, STB Norris, who was
BHR Norris, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm expecting some good things. It looks a bit closer this season, hopefully.
Yeah, this is probably one of the
which gets more interesting.
Yeah. Okay, Matt. Well, we've got Bram in the party with us at the moment. We're going to give him a quick interview. He's on a 25.3, identical lap to his fellow countryman Joel. Bram, how is the rivalry between you and Joel this season? Obviously on identical lap times. What can we expect from you two this season? Both from Netherlands. Are you going to be representing them well, or is there going to be close rivalry going on this season?
Yeah, of course we're going to be wrapping it up for the Netherlands along with them. There's not that much of a rivalry going on, and we're trying to help each other out, and we're going to help each other to try to achieve the best possible results.
Okay. Obviously, last season you was in Tier 2. There's a few Tier 2 drivers in this lobby. You've got, obviously, Tavares and Norris, and, of course, Sem, who you battled with for the championship last season, or you were in the championship fight, at least. Yeah. What can we expect from you this season? Are you going to be... Do you think you're going to be in that battle with the drivers, or do you think you can be midfield? How's it looking? How confident are you ahead of this new season?
I'm confident. I think I've got some good pace on this game as well. Fighting for the championship is going to be very tough, and I don't expect myself to be in the championship fight. I am looking to get a couple of podiums here and there, maybe when some mixed opportunities for other drivers. Maybe a home win at my best track, Zandvoort, or at Belgium, or maybe at Japan. But that's the real target. So a couple of podiums and maybe a win.
Okay. And obviously, Bram, you will be joining me in the commentary box for Tier 2. Are you looking forward to that, or is it going to be a dreadful season? I'm going to put it with my voice.
Nah, it's always a pleasure commentating with you, and Tier 2 looks really tight this season. There's some very strong drivers in there, and I'm looking forward to commentating those races with you.
Very good. Well, we'll let you go out on circuit, and yeah, get that pole position, and I'll hope to see you on the podium.
Thank you.
Right then, Matt. So at the moment, we've got Waza, who's a reserve. He's not in Tier 1. He's going to go for a second hot lap now. Yeah, Matt, predictions. Who's going to be in that championship battle from what we've seen last week in Belgium?
On this game, it could be 10 different drivers, for all I know. It's a completely new game, lots of different drivers, obviously missing a few of the quicker drivers last season. Obviously got a lot more competitive drivers in, but I think it looks going to be a lot more closer and a lot more random this season.
Yeah.
No one really stands out. Swapping.
One lap pace, I would say maybe SFS Felipe. And maybe, especially around here anyway, Bahrain, Jules Tice is looking very strong around this Bahrain international circuit. He's coming on a lap at the moment, so it's right on board with the Williams.
I know that the strategy can be.
Trawler's back. That's going to cause a yellow flag in the middle sector. That's going to cause a bit of commotion. As VGR RFAB sets a 124.7, that's another favourite of mine, call you Brumman. Matt, for the title battle is VGR R7 or RFAB, Arthur, they like to say in Brazil. But yeah, he's P1, 3 cents ahead of Sen. Great lap from Sen there, Matt.
Yep, definitely. Arthur's just put in a 24.7, so it's a very good track right now.
Buzzed out 24.8, very close up there. But it could be a lot closer. Ivan then, F1X has definitely made an appearance in STB this season. I believe around 7 or 8 F1X drivers. F1X, if no one knows, is a club, an F1 club formed in 2010 of varying classes and abilities of Spanish drivers, or Latin, or Latinos. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they can do. Because Spanish are a very competitive sector. You want to be aiming for a 27.3 or a 27.4 in the first sector. That's what they want to be aiming for in this session.
Spartan really trying to short shift it.
Who's that, sorry?
Spartan is a big moment to the exit at turn 2, turn 3, and then he's got snaps over to constantly. And he'd really have to short shift to try and control that traction. He's on the medium tyres. It's always a bit of a bigger gap between the soft and the mediums around here.
Yeah, it might be a reason you might need to get off those mediums and get on a set of soft as soon as possible. Ivan then, around here, 2 tenths up on his lap. He's not on for that 24, but he could be on for a low 25. He's got a bit of slipstream off the car ahead. You know slipstream's a lot more powerful this year.
Kept nice and controlled the last corner, didn't really maximise it too much, but he has got DRS is only possible to the line.
25 dead. So it's P5
yep.
for the Spaniard in that pass. And he's going to put across the corner. Well, that is going to be recorded by me.
Yep, and I got it as well, so
yeah, that could potentially be somewhat of a time penalty or maybe even qualifying ban. I am head steward this season, Matt. You don't want to be getting caught by me. You understand? Not Yao goes P3, 124.9.
Ram goes P4.
Ram P4 there, very close. Obviously, 3 drivers in the same 10th. That's
Ram did say he could get into 24s if he gets a lap in, and he's
Vipers has retired.
Right now. He's retired on track. He's retired on purpose.
Oh, it looks like he wants to start outside the top 10 then.
Yeah.
I don't know about the alternate strategy.
Panko.
We've got Crispy then. Sorry, Matt. And Crispy looks like he wants to start outside the top 10. He slows down before the lap.
I think he's going for the lap.
No, he wouldn't go for another lap. He was slow down the straight.
Oh, and Isaac's just cutted the whole that flat out right hander. Isaac's cutting half the track.
Okay.
With just at the end of the second two, and then
you can get penalties for that. We've been very strict this season with that.
And it comes to the last corner as well. Yeah. I'm not sure if you're getting it, but I'm getting weird little. Every time somebody's on the low revs, I get a weird sort of like revs where they keep going vroom 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 sort of sound. Not sure if you're getting that.
I think that's been on every game. That's been an issue.
Nah, I've not had it before. I've never had it this game.
Okay.
Well, it's revs.
Who was that? Sorry. Who was that?
It's Isaac, by the way. It's Isaac. Norris on his outlap going through turn 9 and 10. He instead of locking up the fronts, he looks like he locked up the rears. He lost the rear end, didn't he?
Yeah, it's actually very easy to lock the rears on this game. Obviously, all these drivers have got ABS off.
Yep, and you know what the can be like? We want to maximise as much grip on the front as possible. So we want to reduce that. We want to put that brake bias to the front as much as possible.
Who was cutting the track before tyres?
It was.
Norris goes P7, 125.202. I think I've got it recorded. So
Crispy. No, I don't think it's crispy. I don't know.
I'll have a look after.
I think Sparden. It was Sparden, I think.
We'll have a look. We'll have a look. Right then.
I got caught on stream, so.
Right then. Riz looks like to be struggling in this session at the moment.
I'm on board of STB Nice right now. He's on the lap.
Only STB female driver in the league this season. No one can say that we're not inclusive.
Yeah. STB Nice using a lot of exit curb at the exit turn 8. Gets in for turn 9. Gets the car attending just about. Got just open the as early as possible. Going towards turn 11. Quite difficult to get this on right, to find the right line. Easy to run while you get on the curb. Not hit the inside of this corner, because otherwise it will spin you. Best will get the way nice.
I hit the inside of that.
Oh, and he runs wide.
You can't
third
really
last corner.
You can't ride that curve like I could on 2020. And Stefanko has also cut the track. Caught that.
Yeah.
Yeah, drivers will be getting reprimanded, it looks like, about this. You can't cut the track in qualifying. I don't know why. I don't really understand why drivers.
Oh, and I think I just saw the Mercedes going absolute spanko,
Right.
just cut the whole of turn
not Bram, sorry.
6
So
and
you commentate with Bram 2-1. Matt, Sem is 2 tenths up in the first sector on his lap, so he's on for pole position.
Oh! And I've just got on board with him in the exit turn 11, and he has a big snap oversteer on the curb, but he's managed to keep it going. He's turned and he's gone to earlier turning there, more oversteer, and he's gone wide. He can try.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's got away with it. He sneaked it back onto the circuit.
Very cheap.
And he's managed to get away with it.
On the final corner, hits the curb on the inside, gets the power nice and early, uses the curb on exit. I don't think it's going to be really messed up in this exit. It's P6.
Only about 3 thousandths.
Well, let's look at VRA Vettel. Used to be one of your drivers there, Matt. You know, VRA.
Yep. Fortunately, GRT is no more.
10th up in the second sector. Uses a lot better use of the curb than Sem. We'll have a little inside joke in STB about him being Max Verstappen. He is down in P6, so he's not really showing Max Verstappen behaviours here. Vettel's going to come then down the straight. It's not going to be a 24. Yes, it is, sorry. P5. No Riz. No Riz, P4.
Yep. Alfa Romeo, 4th and 5th.
Alfa Romeo, yeah.
Not Yao, he's absolutely flying right now.
Ivan was up on his time now. It's going to be a 25.080, but I think it was invalidated. Venom.
Oh! Not Yao got away with that. Not Yao was. I think he got away with a lot of track turns and corner cuts right now on his lap. I was just trying to make it. I think. Oh no, he didn't. He just got away with a lot. Okay, no, it's validated. No, it's validated. It's validated.
When he needs to get it.
Not Yao invalidated. Not Yao. It was 24.9, so Not Yao would stay in the same place as before, so he wouldn't change it anyway.
Sem is down on his lap. Is anyone on a lap? Don't think they are. Stefanko is the 10th up.
Crispy. Look at how close it is. It's like, what, 2.5 tenths and 7. Oh! What, it's 2.5 tenths splitting the top 8. Quarter of a second splits the top 8, Malden.
Wow.
I did say there was going to be a good about 10 cars. I did say 10 cars. 10 people can have a chance of getting up there. And
Wow.
only 3.5 tenths.
Yeah. Right then. That is it then, Matt. That is the first qualifying session of season 19. We've got a bit of a drag race going on down in turn 1. But yeah, Matt, that is your grid. Try not to advance past the classification as I go through it. A new little graphic that we've got this year. First is BGR Arthur 7. He takes the first pole position of the season. Second is Bram Nilsson. He'll be happy with that. That's his PB as well. Third is Wazza X8. Fourth is TCC Notial F1. Fourth is I Mariz Z. 6th is VRA Vettel. 7th, FRA Crispy. 8th, Stefanko. 9th, Semike. 10th, Ivan. 3/10 split the top 10. That is very close indeed. 11th, just missing out on top 10, is Norris. 12th, TRT Venom. 13th, Joel. 14th, Vipers. 15th, Ruben. 16th is Spartan. 17th is Tavares. 18th is Itzias. And 19th, that is a very, very strong disappointment there for the Brazilian. He was my favourite for pole. He's 19th on the grid map. How is that going to affect him in the race? Because he's going to have a very, very tough time at the back with dirty air, the strategy and things, and of course damage. The possibility of getting damage here. So,
and DRS Strange can be effective that as well.
But yeah,
obviously, if everyone's got DRS and everyone's trying to slip each other and battle each other, it's just going to be so hard to try and battle a way through. He's got to hope that the grid does spread out.
I'm not going to lie, Matt. I'm not going to lie. Ram Nilsson really understood the assignment this evening. He really understood the assignment. He understood it. He understood the assignment for qualifying. He got himself up on the front row alongside BGR Arthur. I'm here for it. Front row seat. I'm here for it.
Also, wait for the drivers to ready up.
I'm on wait for players. I think your game's loading.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Much slower than mine because obviously.
Stefanko's gone. Stefanko is left the session, so you might want to try and get him back in.
I think my game's loading a lot slower than yours, a lot faster than yours.
My Xbox One is trying to wind itself back up.
Okay then, we're getting going. Let's hope Stefanko can get in for the race. So I would normally ask this. Sorry, Matt. I would normally ask this. Obviously, at the very start of the Grand Prix, but obviously that's just stressful and just not necessary. What are your predictions? Who do you think? It definitely, anyone can. Who do you think is going to win? Who you putting your money on to win the Bahrain Grand Prix?
I think Bram Nielsen can pull it out of the bag. To be honest, I don't see why he can't.
Okay.
I think he can if he can get Arthur up the inside of turn 1, get good exit out of turn 2 and turn 3, and then keep it into turn 4. I think if he has the pace and he keeps his strategy good and he does it well and keeps the pace up and doesn't make any mistakes. You know what the curves can be like in this game. I think he has a good chance of winning this. Okay.
Obviously, Matt, we have got the new damage model on this game, as Felipe was disqualified from the session for some reason there, so he's going to be on very cold ties at the start. Obviously, we've got the new damage model on this game. And yeah, if you break your front wing, Matt, that is it. You are done for. So what can we expect from that? Do you think the drivers are going to go full pack into turn 1, or will we see some drivers being cautious?
I think people will be watching out for the front nose, definitely. Obviously, they don't want to be too cautious because it can create a bit more havoc behind, because people might be expecting a bit more. If people break a bit too early, it can catch some people out further back out, and it will really create a bit of a chain reaction. So we're going to hope everyone keeps it not too aggressive, but not too cautious to the point where it quite catches people out.
Yeah. Obviously, the barge board can be broken, the rear wing can be broken. We've seen last week in the evaluation race that you didn't actually see, unfortunately, because you weren't. You had some things. Norris actually had rear wing damage for the whole of the Grand Prix in Belgium. And yeah, it really did affect his race. We saw a lot of retirements last week as well at the top of Eau Rouge in the evaluation race. I don't think we're going to see, touch wood, I don't think we're going to see many crashes in terms of high-speed impacts because, there's no Eau Rouge on this track. Yeah. But, do you know what? As we've got two disqualifications, I am actually going for knockout to win this Bahrain Grand Prix. I'm going.
Well, as long as he fixes internet and he has a good race and keeps it clean.
Here we go then. It's time, Matt, for the Bahrain Grand Prix. You've said Ram, I've said not out. They're both starting, Ram P2, not out P4. But guys, the wait is nearly over. As the drivers line up on the grid, a few drivers on hard, a few drivers on medium. But Matt, we are ready for the Bahrain Grand Prix. 3 lighting, 4 lighting, 5 lights. I'm ready to go. glitch. When it's lights out.
It's a
And,
glitch. It's a glitch start, and now they're gone.
Great start there from bad start from the Alpha
Brown-
Tower. That's Norris.
Bad start from Bram as well. People weaving, people on the grass. It's Alpha, it's the Alpine on the grass. I think that was Isaacs. Isaacs was off us, I think. Oh! And oh my god! This car's, oh my god! This cars are being mounted. People are being mounted right now. I don't know what's going on. I think loads of people must be getting damaged right now. There's Red Bull off the track and everything. But I think Norris, Bam, is down in 16th.
In Bahrain, Joel gets up in a P5 and there's an Alpine fan. We've got to be careful on the curves here. Massive amounts of contact and debris here in Bahrain. And it's
AMS Viper has gained 10 positions off the start.
Picking off.
So it's been an absolutely amazing start for him.
Down in P12, not yet, looks like to be lagging. He's down in P13, I think I jinxed it. But Matt,
I think,
Matt,
I mean, I suddenly went on board with Notyao and I saw him going sideways on the inside of turn 2, and I think that created a chain reaction. I think a lot of people have got damage here, and a lot of damage is very harsh this game. Yellow front wing damage is like having no front wing at all in F1 2020. It's massive how much little damage can affect you. I had a lime green damage in intermediate conditions in Monza, and I was losing a second lap. Oh, Bram's round! Bram spun round to the exit, the last corner, and he's always out! Bram Nielsen's out! Bram is out of the Bahrain Grand Prix at the exit at the last corner.
That is.
Oh my god! What
There
scenes!
should be a safety car by now.
We did say we did have it down to standard and not an increased. I mean, I think that should have been a safety car by now. But that was absolute commiserations for Bram Nielsen. I witnessed that crash.
Ruben is also out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Absolute chaos here on lap 1 of the Grand Prix. Bram is out, Ruben is out, and there is no safety car here in Bahrain. The FIA don't think it's viable for a safety car, but George got himself and picked the P6, and he'll be happy with that.
What I did say, he would spin and do a bit of a JRT and spin and pick up off the grid, and he literally just did that. So, yeah, he just kind of predicted his own future there.
Absolutely great.
But Bram, I witnessed Bram's crash there. I saw him understeering through the second to last, well, effectively the third to last corner, because the last corner's kind of 2 corners. And he saw him go wide, and then out the last corner, he lit the rear tyres up. He hit the barriers minorly, but I think the barriers glitched, and he just ripped his front wheel off. Because there was not much contact at all. He barely touched the barrier, and the barrier just exploded on impact. And AMS Viper is in. He's must have damage. Lime green damage, remember, can be very, very harsh. He's retired, so yeah, he obviously thinks it's just over. Franco has disconnected. Where's he left himself? I don't know.
Major scenes.
Arthur continues.
Major scenes.
Arthur continues
and
on the way.
there's a battle going on here. We've got Sam versus Joel for P5 at the Grand Prix now. So let's see.
The 2 Dutchmen's left.
Let's see. Felipe's making some good inroads as well on P5.
Joel have a major understeer being a Dercier but Mercedes. Or it could just be the Williams, I don't know. It's alright, Vettel 50 seconds behind this unit. In that case, script himself. But that start was absolute carnage.
I don't even know what happened. I don't even know. It was just chaos.
I swear I saw an Alpha Tower go over the top of Notyao.
Absolute chaos.
I swear I did.
Absolute chaos.
Ruben has retired.
Yeah, Ruben's out of the race.
Oh, he's retired
He
for
says not yet in the pit lane, but he's just not.
Yeah, it does for me as well. I don't know. This game obviously is still. They fixed a lot of the bugs, but a lot of bugs are still here.
Right, here we go then. Venom's on the back of Ivan, down the pit straight. P10. P11, sorry.
That Haas is just an absolute boat. I think not now spun or something because he's now Maurice is now all up there. Okay. So we've got Joel and some KO. Oh, you don't want to go wide there too often. As he gets a penalty, Joel's got a penalty ready. Lap 4, not good. And he's he's lagging in my screen. I think he's got damage or something. He's struggling.
Joel's got damage.
I know, it just seems
Yeah,
so
it looks like
honest
he
there.
has. Very hard to tell.
He's struggling.
See it.
Yeah, I can say the lime green damage could be a massive on this game. And it can affect you by a good second a lap, so it's hard to tell. The hard runners are struggling with traction as the anchored AI.
I mean, SFS Felipe, Matt, really making those inroads in on Spartan, Jordan and Sen. Crispy.
Getting random yellow flags.
Crispy's comfy up enough the pitch. Crispy is comfortably in P3, so he's just going to hold on to that, I think. And now we've got a battle on our hands.
Yeah, it's Isaacs in 8th place. We've got Tavares as Stefanko, but also Stefanko, but an AI. AI's only on 85, so I should be worried right now if I was there.
Here we go, Spartan S, back control. Well, go for the move, Spartan S.
Tavares is up the inside of it's Isaacs. Easy moves. He's already got the move done before turn 1. But Isaacs have a switchback move. He's going to try and get a back exit, but it's just
good strategy.
Got super traction.
Good strategy from the Red Bull team here today. Both on hards. They're going very long as the
I was thinking it'll be a soft hard strategy. I think the softs might struggle. They have to really stretch their tyres if they want to. I think soft hards are probably be a bit faster, but soft mediums I think should just be possible if you can stretch their tyres enough.
Felipe is really is really on pace at the moment on those hard tyres. Looks like Sen's gaining the gap, but Peter Arthur has lost the position to Wazza, side by side. And there you go, Wazza takes the lead, Matt, of the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Yep, I want to surprise if Arthur wants to try and get that position back.
Let's hope these two battles, then Crispy can get in on it, because
Wazza's got a lot more ERS than Arthur though, so you can use that to his advantage.
Yeah,
but when Arthur does have DRS again, getting up for the slipstream, the off-board cameras are just not working right now.
Here we go, down the straight with his DRS, and he's on the inside. Look at that. So these drivers now...
Oh, the AlphaTauri, straight back move. Maybe all up over the corner cut by Arthur. And Arthur's had a terrible exit. Wazza's going to be all over him now.
Oh, so we've got some battling going on. We've got Joel and Spartan.
Wazza up the inside of Arthur. Side by side, Arthur and Wazza. And Wazza's pulled off. Arthur's got the position back on Wazza though. So battles happen constantly.
Sorry, Matt. Spartan was in such a good position, and he has, sorry for my French here, he has far too chances here in Bahrain. He just completely too much on the gas pedal and span off into the gravel trap there on out of turn number 2. And that is him out of the Grand Prix.
Like it with rear tyres out of turn 10. It's Isaac's getting back past Tavares right now, but he's got no ERS left, 16%. These guys are scrambling around on hards, as everyone else on softer tyres around them.
I'm a little bit scared.
Oh, Tavares! Trying to work out with Venom's got. Oh, Venom spun round! Venom has spun himself round and Tavares hit him slightly. He might get damage from that. I'm not sure. There's a slight contact, but Venom spun round.
Yeah, Norris had a bit of a moment as well. I don't know if that was because of the collision there. Yeah, there's a lot of scruffy driving going on in Tier 1 tonight. But Tavares then, Tavares, the slipstream of Ivan as they come down to turn 1. Side by side, sweet as you like, there you go, move done. He's locked up a little bit, he's outbroken himself. Now the inside line for the next corner, he's beating the curve.
Those soft tyres just still got a little bit more grip right now. Might be wearing out, but I think they still have a bit more grip than those hards.
Good stop for STB Norris.
Yeah, but our Venom spun. TLT Venom spun at the fact, we call it the second last corner, but it's actually the third last corner. But the corner right after the start of Sector 3.
Cut you off again. Arthur's back up the inside of Wazza. They are really battling hard out. Really going to help Crispy as well, who is going to be.
This is exactly what we want.
It could well be a three-way battle for this victory. Seb could get involved as well, so it's all kicking off in Bahrain. Arthur's had an awful corner. This is really helping Crispy now, Matt.
Yeah, Arthur's been a bit more better on his DRS right now. Arthur's a little bit low.
Crispy's very low.
About 30% less.
If you look at Crispy quick, he's very low on the DRS.
Yeah, 19%. Yeah, trying as much as he can to try and get in that DRS, and he's in the pits. Crispy's in the pits. He's going for nearly. Once he gets to the inside of Arthur into turn 1, Arthur's going to try and get a back exit. Hopefully he gets DRS. He's got DRS on Wazza, but Wazza's got more overtake to use. And Arthur's going to be struggling because he's 10%, but I think he's just swapping places right now. Side by side into turn 4. Oh, there's a bit touch there. Wheel to wheel contact. Oh, virtual safety car. Virtual safety car, and I think the virtual safety car. Crispy, I think just got a slight bit of a. I think Crispy wasn't quite at the pits when it happened, so he might have just gained about 10 seconds.
Why is there a virtual safety car? I don't get it. It should be a full
or something.
Based on lap 1, there should be a full safety.
People are taking advantage of safety. No one else in the pits. Apart from that.
Crazy scenes here in Bahrain. Absolutely crazy, but great action here. Great battles going on. Up and down the field, and it's go time.
Somebody speeding under the safety car.
Tavares.
I think it was Tavares, yeah.
Well, yeah, we call him Tavares, but the actual pronunciation is Tavares. I got told off. I got told off for that.
Sorry, I moved the broadcast bar to the top centre because I don't want the top left, I don't want the top right, I should move it down to the bottom left.
Well, I don't know. They're both in the pit lane. Arthur and Wazza are both in the pit. Let's see if Sem's going to follow on. No. Sem's going to go long.
Presumably they're going to say hards. There's no way I can make mediums go to the end. 20 laps and say mediums. Hards. And I think that's over there, hards. And Wazza's on the mediums. And Arthur's on the hards. Interesting strategy calls here. Tavares is retired from the Grand Prix. I'm not sure why. Tavares.
Well, yeah, just say how you are. I'll say. Oh, and Crispy, sorry, we forgot about Crispy, Matt. We forgot about Crispy running outside of the Alpha Tauri, and he's jumped.
I did say that virtual safety car might have helped him by a couple seconds. He got the last bit of that virtual safety, that pit lane in the safety car.
He's jumped Wazza.
Yep, Arthur's still got a big lead, well, a big-ish lead. That she got a lot of time out of that. He's on the hard, so I wonder how these tyres can go. But City Venom is all over the back of Arthur right now, but his tyres are 8 laps younger. Yeah. So there's some interesting strategy calls going on right now. Some people going mediums, some people going hards. I would say probably hards. I think don't see how. There's another virtual safety car. Oh, there's a Mercedes after straight on. It's Stefanko.
He's an AI, isn't he?
He was, but he's now got disqualified. He went straight on at the turn 1.
Oh, maybe he came back in the lobby and seen that he was there. Okay. Crazy scenes. And Sem is going to take advantage of the virtual safety car in the pits. He comes and he's in the Mercedes. He's going to be...
Let's see where he comes out.
As the virtual safety car.
Could be ahead of him. Not yet.
That's really going to help him. That is really going to help Sem. That is really going to help
lead
Sem.
here. Is he going to get the lead?
No, he's not.
I think he might.
He's coming down straight now. Sem's just going to be on the very close.
They're sticking to Delta. He can go full speed. Oh, he's just going to get 7th place, I think.
It's going to be close. No, he came out of the
behind. Speed in the pit lane for, I think that's Vettel. Or Mari.
Yeah, Mari.
Speed in the pit lane.
Oh, look at this, look at this little train here.
There's another virtual safety car. Or is it the same one? I don't know, I'm confused.
Very long.
I thought like green flag thing was the way they were driving.
I don't know why it's gone on for this long. Here we go, DRS enabled then, it's back on. What is Seb going to do?
And Crispy is right into defensive mode, as Waz has got a full
Matt,
battery.
Cutting off. There's so much action going on here. Joel could potentially get back in the DRS of Felipe. He's got a lot more DRS. And now Arthur is going to be on the back of its Ayers. Well, not on the back, he's going to be chasing, sorry. Wrong choice of words. He's chasing. And Crispy's out of the race! He's out of the race! He's
Oh!
massive contact there! That's going to be the second goes on the racing line.
Doesn't look like it, but I missed that. I didn't see that. I was too busy looking at Joel and Felipe.
The Bahrain Grand Prix on the curb. Safety car, yellow, not safety car, sorry, yellow flag in sector 2, and there is no safety car here in Bahrain. That is crazy scenes. Absolutely crazy.
Very short yellow flag.
Crispy was on for the well,
At least the third place.
yeah,
I think.
podium, and he has messed it up for himself here in Bahrain. He's out. And he won't be spending any more time on the circuit. We'll see him next week in Azerbaijan. Crazy, man. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this from Tier 1. I didn't.
Alright, now I'm loving this camera view of TLT Venom. And the helicopter, you can see the whole of the view, and as you go onto the onboard view, looks behind on Wazza.
The contact going on there.
Venom's going slow. He's letting Wazza through. I think he's playing tactically here. He knows that he's not racing these guys. And he's just let Wazza through. That's not what Arthur wanted. Arthur would want Venom to hold him up, but Tier 2 Venom knows that he's not fighting these guys.
Not yet as far as
let him
in the
through.
back of the field. Definitely Jinx not yelled, didn't I?
Oh! Oh! Oh, that was close.
Sparden, one of two Colombians racing in STB this season. Him and TCC Iron in Tier 2, so you might have your fair share of some Colombian...
Oh, he's hit the back of him! Oh! And Naughty went straight into the back of Sparden and into turn 9 and 10. Broke himself, hit the back of him. I would be surprised if he get damage from that, surely. If you get damage from that, he's a lucky boy.
Lucky boy.
He whacked into him. It was like a tap or anything. That was a proper ram up with the diffuser.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Anyway.
Oh, and he's wide. John's wide. Oh, he's lagging, I think, as well.
Right, here we go then. Arthur is back on to... Sorry, no. Waz is back onto Arthur. They're both on different strategies. Let's see how they both play this. This is the battle for the victory. That's right. Maybe Felipe in the later stages. Maybe.
We'll see. We don't know whether it's going to happen with the ultimate strategy.
But at the moment, he's very quick. Obviously, Jordy's losing a lot of time.
I think those hards are going to start coming into their play now. Even the mediums are going to start struggling to keep up now. Because mediums do start to come off a little bit. But he's going to keep going a little bit longer. But he will get an undercut. If they both want to go for the softs, he will get an undercut. Because often the mediums will have to pit a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Going to stretch those softs a little bit earlier. But he will get an undercut. Joel and Felipe, obviously those hards are going to go a bit longer, aren't they? So he's going to pit a little bit later. Joel's going to pit earlier. If you do both go onto the softs, you will get a bit of an undercut.
Here we go, then. Waz has got DRS in overtake mode.
Inside.
Nice and easy.
Oh, that's very close to the back of the AlphaTauri.
Nice and easy.
Very close enough to Wazza. Wazza's got again about 8% more ERS than BGR Arthur. Watch out for those curves, guys.
Absolutely kicking off. I don't know what's happened to Seb. It looks like he's dropped off a little bit. Maybe had a bit of a mistake, or this is his pace in this stage of the Grand Prix.
Well, he's on these hards, so his pace is not going to be amazing, but he's on fresh set hards. You expect his pace to be quicker than Venom.
Yeah, but he's lost time to Arthur and Wazza. And Arthur's got DRS down the straight.
Maybe a bit of slight lime green damage. Arthur misses Apex there at turn 11.
Yeah,
turn 12.
He's trying to use that straight line speed that he may have. Oh, there's been a spin. It's
Yellow
Ayers,
flags.
it's
That's
out.
Isaacs.
It's Ayers, it's out.
Got away with damage
there.
there.
I'd say Ayers because I don't even know. That's not even the syllables that are in his name. But he's down at P7 now. 7's got an extra place. And he's now catching on to the back of Venom. This is a very
Arthur's getting the
spaced
back
out
on the move,
race.
and was it?
Very spaced out. Nah, very spaced out.
Yep, as Arthur got the position back on Wazza. I mean, it's only going to help Joel and Felipe with the alternate strategy. You just keep fighting. It's just going to keep holding them up. Oh, well, a bit of a close on there. Wazza's trying to get back past Arthur as he does.
I think
Just constant stops here.
I think the pit lane
Look at
man,
these-
takes around 24 seconds. Is a normal pit
Yep.
stop around here, so we should be looking
Yep.
at Jordan Felipe coming out about 10 seconds behind Maz and Arthur on very fresh tyres.
Yep.
So this is going to be a great entrance from Brie if they can keep this gap.
Felipe could go even
Oh.
on to set mediums. Or Joel, which I'm pretty sure will have to go on to set softs.
Maybe it will all depend.
Don't forget Arthur's on the set of hards and Wazza's on the set of mediums. So expect Arthur to be a bit more quicker at the end of the race, so his tyres just last that little bit longer.
Yeah.
Wazza's tyres will start to go off because I think 20 laps on a set of mediums is going to be a bit of a stretch.
And they are much quicker than the drivers behind them, like Venom, Sem.
Hey Sam, he's caught up to back up to see after Venom as Spartan is out of the race just before turn 8. His race is over. It's the 7th car now to retire from the first race of season 19 here in Tier 1.
I have no idea what happened to Turn 1. I ain't got a clue.
I had a slight clue, but not
Honestly,
much.
I ain't got a clue.
Oh, Venom's having a slidey exit turn 2. And then I turn on those fresh hards and all the way back in the air.
Here we go, up the inside. Sweet as you like, P number 5 for the Dutchman.
I mean, if Venom's struggling that much in a set of 40 lap mediums, I don't know how, Jules going to make those tyres last as well. And not just that, you've got people like there's just pitted like Wazza is going to do 20 laps in those tyres.
Praise them.
Obviously, they don't have to worry about the heavy fuel. They've got to burn that most off during the first one.
Well, Arthur's got the DRS again, which is going to stay in that 1 second window. I can't wait for these drivers, for Jordan Felipe to pit and then see how it all unfolds later on. That will be very, very good to see. That would actually be very fun to see that. Okay then, Matt, let's see if Arthur can get the position back on Wazza.
Gets a bit of a trick shot in the last corner, but he hasn't quite got the DRS Wazza has. Wazza's going to burn some. He's going to try and sniff on the inside, maybe. He's going to hold up, I'd say he's going to hold up.
Helping him along. His Venom is finally in the pit lane.
Yep, so about who gets their exit. I don't like that section of corners, I can never seem to get the power down through there.
Yeah, well, that's why you're a tier 2, man. Because you can't get the power down.
Oh. Well, how come you're in tier 3 then?
Well, we all know why, because I'm not very good at the game. That's not the point. Ivan
Anyway.
then comes out just ahead of Venom. Venom comes out in P9 then, so he's had a bit of a shocking season opener in here in Bahrain.
All I can say is it's nice to have somebody else in the cam box for a change.
Yeah. Well, you could have anyone in the world, Matt, but you got me, because I'm the best. Do you understand? I'm the best commentator there is. Everyone knows it. Anyway,
Inject it.
enough of my my ego coming out. Once I was a little bit wide there, I was for
Skelty Venom.
12.
Right at the back of Ivan. Philippe's in the pits. Philippe
Here we
on
go.
a set hard.
Felipe is in the
Told
pit
you.
lane. He's on a set of
He's
mediums.
set of mediums. I did say he will pit onto the mediums. He has that option of doing that.
He's going to be rapid now, Matt, in this stage.
Yeah.
We'll
Just a
see.
little bit on those hards. You've got that option of going either way on the softs. In the hards, the mediums, you don't quite have that.
What's Joel going to do? Because he can't go on another set of mediums.
he's gonna have to, I think he should push it and keep going for maybe in the 1 or 2 more laps and go on to set of softs. I mean, it's too late to go on set hards now.
Yeah. Right, then we're gonna have to see what Felipe can do. Got 2 hot runners ahead of him, and he's got Arthur
behind. Is it Ivan or Ivan?
Ivan.
Oh, not y'all is out.
So I think
last corner. Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Last corner again. What a couple of today, including one and only Grant Nielsen Edison.
A bit crazy to be fair, considering we've had no safety cars.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, we did increase it to standard from the elevation races, which were in.
Yeah, there were too many safety cars, weren't there?
There was too many there.
But I mean,
it looks like there might be a bit. I mean, if it's a standard, imagine what lenient is. There wouldn't be anything at all. It would be 10-car pile up and nothing would happen. That's what we had in the castle section, like 360. Still wouldn't be.
Well, we'll have to see, won't we? But Arthur's back on that DRS then, down the straight with his overtake mode.
DRS wide open for that Ferrari that shuts down for the braking zone. He's going to look for another sniff. I'd say the more those laps keep coming on, the more those hards are going to slowly start getting into play. Those mediums will start to wear out. Like I said, 20 laps at a set of mediums is going to be a bit of a push. Got Venom still trying to find a way past Ivan. And we've got Mari trying to get past. It's Isaacs as well. Oh, and Venom's very close to Ivan through turn 6 and 7. As Ivan has a terrible turn 7, and Venom's taking advantage of this. Round the outside of turn 8, he's going to get onto the curb here. Who's got better traction? Venom has fresher hard tyres. Ivan has worn medium compound, so an interesting call here on strategies. Looks like Venom's got it for now, but Ivan, no on the set of DRS, is just going to breeze past back now. But Venom's looking not to give it up so far. He's going to go back up the inside. It's going to be too wide up to turn 12. Oh, it's never going to happen. Never going to be good going around there side by side. I'll just a bit quiet, you know.
So I was just sorting some out. Sorry, Arthur's back on it. Jules in the pit lane in respect of softs.
Yeah, so you did do a couple more laps on those tyres to make sure those softs get again. And how much time has he lost? He's lost 7 seconds to Philippe.
No.
Oh, maybe about 6.
The gap was
maybe about 6 or 5
much was the gap?
Like 2 seconds or something? Alright. Yeah. So then mediums compared to, if I said mediums compared to a worn set mediums, could be like 3 seconds back. I'm sure as well.
Oh, and STB9 has had a spin. These drivers
he's obviously got.
are really struggling, aren't they?
It's those curbs. I mean, it could be the inside curbs. Sometimes those inside curbs, turn 6 and 7 can catch you out, but the exit curb at turn 7, sorry, can be very brutal. I knew it was that in the last game. His tyres are overheating, and now he's got Ivan, and Venom all at the back of him now.
Really struggling. They're really struggling. I don't know what it is. But they're pushing
Spain isn't going to be that much better.
But they're pushing so hard and just can't do anything. But Joel looks to have the pace at the moment on those softs, as you would expect. But BGR off the mat, he's got to go for the move up the inside.
Oh, really close.
Those hards now are going to be starting to come into that braking window.
I wouldn't say operating window, but I'll say they'll start to come to play a bit more. As those hard medium said,
I don't know if that's the right saying, but I know what
operating window is more temperature window, more of a temperature sort of.
Okay, well, operating window is in, they operate better, they work better, which is like, what I thought it meant, but don't worry about it. Well, so then, Peanut One, you're the technical person anyway, so yeah. Second is BGR after them. Again. We are a record fastest out of that one. Not going to finish this foot moment. He was in P11. It was just like Mazepin yesterday.
Oh! Venomous round. At the exit, at the entry to turn 8.
He's had a shocker.
He's back on track.
An absolute shocker.
Yeah, he spun it's not the first time he spun today. It's like the third time he spun. He's just, I think his setup might be a little bit too much on the front end. He just keeps rotating that car too much. Just Arthur's now sniffing all over the back of Wazza again. These guys have been going head to tail throughout the whole race.
Off the inside,
freezing pass.
There you go. P1 again for Arthur. Felipe's up in a P3 now.
Yep, Semi looks like he might be out of the podium here. Next year we've got those halves, he's not going to have the pace. Still, all Semi-K. Yeah, Semi-K tail now, which all he's going to do is worry about Jewel, but Jewel can get penalty. So,
very quickly. Very quick.
Yep. Semi-K, all he needs to do, when Jewel catches him, is to hold him as much as he can. Most of you, at least you guys are in the same party, so no God, I don't know what they're going to do, but if it was Semi, I'd hold him up as much as I can. And then hopefully, when he does, he's still got enough. He's hold him enough, so when it does come to the race, he's not going to pull away too quickly. He'll have enough time to pull up enough of the gap.
Right then. Well, so then, 6 tenths is the gap between him and Felipe. Very interesting for the closing stages of the race map. It has been a little bit stale for season opening. It's not been what we expect from Bahrain. It's been chaos at times, and Jules really ran off the curve there, but he's really pushed him out, Williams.
So these retirements haven't helped. Like say these curves and the way the track works, and many people are trying to drive these cars. Cars don't seem to like it too much. Very good in qualifying, but to race sometimes it's just better to have a bit more of a conservative setup and just have a bit more consistent pace. Wazza's now looking at that red flashing light of Arthur, sniffing around for that first place, but Wazza is carrying a penalty, and those mediums are going to start coming off. So I think as long as Arthur can keep with Wazza, I think Arthur's got this race win. But we can't ignore Felipe.
And Joel as well, to get his act together.
Yeah, but I think he's going to run out of laps to do it. His house might run out of steam by that point.
Well, we can see.
But you can get Semi-K, but I don't think you're going to get Wazza. I think Arthur's got it in the bag. I'd be surprised at some point if Arthur starts to build a gap in the next few laps or something.
Okay, Matt, race ain't over yet, we're only on lap 22.
And now I'm just speculating on what the future could hold.
Okay, calm down.
There's a 20-second gap to Joel and
Shall we speculate about your future?
I could speculate about Mari's turn 10 attempt though. He's currently wide at the exit as
right, here we go, sorry, Bass's back in that
him.
DRS, back in the slipstream. Going to go for the outside line here, that could be a bit dangerous.
Oh, a bit of a push and shove. It's going to pinch. Oh, he's...
Very fair racing though, between these two.
Yeah. Oh, it's... You know what happens if it goes for this long, at some point there's going to be a collision.
Don't say that.
At some point it's going to happen.
He's still on the curve, he's still on the curve.
Yeah, Arthur's keeping it safe. He knows those hards will start coming to play. He knows that Wazza's got a penalty. He knows he has the advantage.
Joel knows that he has got the pace here in Bahrain. But Felipe is slowly but surely catching to the front too.
Yeah. These guys are fighting so hard to the point where Felipe is actually catching faster than you really would think they would. I'm surprised all this fighting. I'm surprised all this fighting hasn't Arthur done. If these guys kind of just didn't fight at all, there could be like 10 seconds up the road.
Right. Well, Arthur needs to be a bit careful because he could drop out DRS here.
Yeah.
And that would be absolutely catastrophic for his chances. Once you're,
Arthur's got near us left.
once you're outside that DRS, it's very difficult to get back in it.
So what, we've got 6 laps left, including this one. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Yep, 6 laps. 6 laps left of this Grand Prix, and Philippi's only 3.7 seconds behind. Semi-K is going to try and cling on to the back of Philippi, try and use him as a buffer, try and catch up the leaders.
Yeah, Sem's really doing good, doing well to keep within that DRS. Obviously, it is difficult because he's on a
He's
much...
going to struggle to keep up through this sector 2 though.
Yeah. And Jules picked up another penalty. DRS again then for Arthur.
As Avan having more of a battle. If I was Arthur right now, he's got to use those hards to his advantage now, try and get past and try and bit a gap, but Waz is just very much better on the DRS. Arthur really needs to do right now is just
Well, Arthur can't give him DRS, and he's got to use a bit more.
Yeah. He's got to use that DRS to try and save that DRS. Like there, he doesn't really need to use it. He's using a bit right at the end of that straight, which is not exactly recommended. He's not going to get anything from it. He's got to play it a bit more clever here.
Here we go then, DRS again for Arthur.
As soon as you get below 10%, you get a massive D-rate. Costs you a good 100 miles an hour, 100 horsepower, I'd say. Yeah, I had to cut myself there.
6 tenths is the gap then between Sem and Felipe. And Waza has picked up a penalty. Is that it then for the victory?
I think that might be here. That might be him at the podium at this rate.
It's very close, isn't it? Top 5.
Yep. But what semi K is only what 5 seconds
Well,
behind?
yeah, top 5. Placed out by only.
He might be alright with Joel though, because Joel has got a penalty himself.
I'm just saying the gap now. It's only 24 seconds, so a lot of contact has meant. Oh, and Ivan and Vettel are going side by side into turn 1 and 2, and Ivan's in the P9, he's had a shocker. He'll be open to get to Azerbaijan and get a hope for a better race.
Joe's here to get those last straps of points. Every point counts.
Yep. He's only round 1, of course. This is only one of the longest seasons in STB history. Still is actually 22 races.
Yep. It was going to be 24, but unfortunately we did have to take a couple tracks
Yeah,
out.
we had to take out China and Monaco. Well, there are talks that China may still be in later on in the season, but admins will have to confirm that. But cement back in that DRS. Our sense is the gap. Arthur and Mazda are battling. I don't really think Arthur needs to really battle.
Yeah. If the more the battle, the more Philippe and Semi-K, in fact, is going to start catching up. Arthur just needs to hit that Wazza, still has a pace.
Yeah, Arthur just needs to keep within 3 seconds.
Wazza needs to use that pace anyway, because he needs to try and keep his podium hopes alive, no matter when.
Yeah, he needs to keep,
hope that's...
he needs to keep it within the 3 seconds, and then you should be fine.
Well, Philippe's only 2 seconds, 2.1 behind Arthur. So, Philippe's already within that 2 second, that order in that 3 second window.
It's lap 26.
So,
Felipe's got pace now. Got much fresher tyres as well, so that's going to help him.
Right now, there's 3 laps to go.
Here we go then, Matt,
now.
down the straight again. Arthur's going to go for another move up the inside, which is what we're talking about.
Oh, he's gone back onto the racing line. Let's hope that Baz doesn't get caught up by that. Yellow flags, that's Mari, that's him out to the race.
Baz nearly spanned out the exit. Yeah, a bit of a moment.
Yeah, he's out of DRS now. He's got DRS down straight, but he's out 1 second window. Austin's going to use those hards to his advantage now. He's going to really have to push as hard as he can to try and build a gap. Wazza does have that DRS to try and close back up.
Felipe Matt is looking quick at the moment. He's looking rapid on those mediums. Sem looks to be dropping down, dropping off slightly.
Hanging on there. Like I say, even semi-K's hards are probably in better condition than Wazza's now. Not saying that, we're saying for Arthur, and I think Arthur's got this now. He's I'll just let it better now. The beams are struggling. So they'll there now.
Oh, let's see what Felipe can do in the front 2 laps of the race.
He'll be within DRS, probably on this lap.
Look how much speed he can carry. But Sem is still in that DRS of Felipe.
Wazza's using that DRS to try and keep up. He was tired in the pit lane. He. Sorry. We used to saying he, don't we?
Yeah. 10 men, so we're down to 10 drivers. All drivers in that running will get points. Been crazy. We've had drivers spinning off on turn 1, we've had drivers in off curves.
What's this some tier 2 shit? But yeah, some tier 3 shit, Mike.
Tier 2's gonna be a whole story tomorrow. But Sem is looking pretty feisty now, actually. He definitely. I don't know. Could he potentially still off the crashes, or Felipe makes a mistake?
Felipe's gained a lot of time through that section there. Wazza's tyres are starting to come off a little bit now. He's still out of DRS off Arthur now, and I'm not saying it might stay that way. As long as Arthur doesn't make any mistakes. Wazza looks like to be out on the podium now.
It's DRX for Felipe. I told you these were the favourites. These were the favourites, Matt, for the championship. Felipe and Arthur.
You still can't take out people like Bendis and maybe Stefanko or something like that. Maybe Crispy as well. They've got Crispy. Quite a few drivers here that can be in this fight, but just not in it right now.
Well, it's unfortunate here in Bahrain, but
could be an easy move this is.
Felipe there down the straight. Here we go. Sweet as you like. Look at this. He's got no ERS. That's lovely jubbly. Up the inside. There you go. Sweet as you like. But Waz's going to try and come back out.
Easy, right?
All the way around the outside. Now less power. He's got no ERS.
He's got DRS though.
Wazza has as well. Sem needs to be careful and avoid these two. But Sem still get P2 if Wazza win. Felipe still battle.
Felipe just has that extra bit of grip on those slightly fresher tyres. Just giving that little bit of edge. It's okay. Those cars are still working nicely.
I will tell you something, Matt. I would not have expected Sem to be on the podium. That is amazing.
Yep.
I'm actually really
Joel
happy
just...
with him. And Arthur, if he does everything right.
Joel has gained any time on semi-K.
Yeah,
like for the last 5-6 laps.
Strategy. So second 3 yellow.
It's not from Mary, it's Vettel. Yes, it's Arthur that's facing backwards.
A red car. I honestly thought it was Arthur. You understand? I was very scared of it. But Arthur's going to come around the final corner. I believe he won the evaluation, and he comes to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. Ryan Sakia, second is FSM Felipe, third is STB Semi-K, fourth is Wazza in the end, fifth is Joel, sixth is going to be
Isaac. Where's
Isaac?
Isaac.
It's going to come round the final corner. P number 6 for the Williams driver.
And P3 Venom will come in 7th. Disappointing race for him, he had a couple of spins.
In the final section of the Grand Prix, but I think Norris is going to get it.
No, he's not, because he's got a penalty penalty.
But we've had got it on the
Oh, there's a massive crash by
and
Norris.
he's crashing on the spot, and Vettel now is going to come through. He's going to finish in P.
If he's going for the fastest lap bit. Can't see who got fastest lap.
I don't actually know who got fastest lap.
There we go. He's already got it already, so he's got 26.4 to end it off. Oh, no, it can't be 26.4.
Well, there you go then.
So.
There you go, Matt. That concludes round 1 of the season. The Bahrain Grand Prix. Not the best of races, not the worst of races. Very, very action-packed in those opening stages. But that is it. We may have lost a very competitive Brazilian, but it's Brazil back up on the top step of the podium. BGR after 7. And that is your Tier 1 Bahrain Grand Prix. What a race. Sem got himself in at P3. Crazy scenes, Matt. Crazy. A lot of penalties, a lot of chaos, a lot of drama. Your race winner was BGR after 7. Second was XFS Philippine. Third was STB Semi-K. Fourth was X8. Fifth ties. Sixth, it's Izaz. Seventh, eighth was F1X Ivan. Ninth was STB Nice. 10th was VRA Vettel. And your non-finishers were Mariz, Nokiao, Spardanes, Crispy, Stefanko, Tavares, Vipers, Ruben, and Juan Nielsen. That was your classification for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Matt, what words can we use to describe that madness of a Grand Prix? It was very, very crazy.
Crashes, battles, and plenty of action here and there, but did die down with the reduction of drivers on track. But for how many people there was on the track at the end, I'll say it was a decent race.
Decent return to racing. I don't know why we haven't got off this screen yet.
Wait for everyone else to be ready up first. But yeah, that's the race. Unfortunately, once I did not get on the podium, that's how harsh podium penalties can be. Sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's just, you know, the races actually determine how many penalties you are, and not actually how fast you are.
Okay. Right then. I don't know why we're not getting off this screen, but Sem.
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, Arthur. Okay, Sam, you're going to be the only one that's going to have an interview here tonight.
Okay.
Arthur, unfortunately, can't speak English very well, so that is completely fine. Sam, round 1, podium, P3. Briefly take us through your race. As we can see the fireworks going off. Briefly take us through your race and just how you're feeling. It was a pretty decent display from you. In Bahrain.
Except the quali that was bad once again, like last year, because I had the pace to go into the 24th. Okay, the start went well. Turn 1, turn 2, I got 2 hits, but luckily no damage. So just recover from there to the few places, and I was the leading soft rider, I think. Not sure. No, I wasn't. Sorry. And then I took the stint a little bit longer on the soft and then go on too hard because the mediums, that was quite difficult. You saw it with the AlphaTauri at the end. Then Felipe passed me, but yeah, I have a bit of mixed feeling about that because when he was behind me, he was 2 times off track and gained from that, but no warnings.
Yes,
so
I caught that on stream. Yes.
Okay, that was a bit silly. But then, I followed him through the pack and onto the back of P1 and P2, and then still got P3 at the end with the penalty. So that's unfortunate for the
AlphaTauri driver, but nice for me.
Yes, well done. Then. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matty, for joining me for the season opener, Bahrain. Very, very insane Grand Prix. The lap 1 will obviously need to be investigated. I have no idea what happened on lap 1. It was absolute chaos. But yeah, that concludes then, ladies and gentlemen, your season 19 Bahrain Grand Prix. I don't know why we've not got off this screen yet with the fireworks and stuff. I don't know if you can see that on your screen, Matt. But
Yeah.
it's a lovely touch. You can see fireworks. You can see everything. You can see the circuit. It's lovely. Anyway, do join me and Bram Nielsen for tomorrow's Tier 2 Bahrain Grand Prix, where you can catch Matty, or Matthew, whatever you want to call him nowadays. You'll catch him on circuit. But if you're done with that and you want to just, join us for Tier 1, you could join us for Tier 1 next week. A revised calendar for this season. We go to the Baku City Circuit in Azerbaijan for round 2 next week. So yeah, we'll see you next time, and welcome back to racing in STB. We'll see you next time.